LeBron James. It doesn't stop, folks. The four-time NBA champion is also a four-time MVP, a four-time NBA Finals MVP. Winning a fifth NBA championship would tie him with the likes of Magic Johnson and the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant. Max, you're up first. Would a fifth NBA title give LeBron GOAT status? I'm talking MJ, Michael Jordan, his airness GOAT status.
No. LeBron's already got the career argument. It's either him or Kareem. And I think for in the pros, in the NBA, considering how LeBron's still playing at his age, it's LeBron. Peak is Jordan. And I don't see where LeBron's going to elevate his peak over Jordan's. When we talk about greatest, guys, I don't think we just mean add up all the win shares by the end of the career and who's worth more wins, right? I don't think that's what we're talking about mainly. Nor do I think it's just a guy who had one season. Oh, my God, he was all-world. He was as good as anyone I've ever seen, Bill Walton or something. I don't think that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a guy who's prime, who concentrated the highest level of performance over a significant number of years. When they were at their best, like, and how long did their best last? That's the best basketball ever played, right? So in baseball, if you said who's the greatest pitcher ever, you have a very good argument for Sandy Koufax. He only had 4 prime years, but one after another. No one ever did it like that. I think that's really what we're talking about when we say the best who ever did it in sports. And Michael Jordan's prime, guys, the first time Jordan played with another all-star was Scottie Pippen. He took the Pistons 7 games. Pippen had a migraine in game 7, scored 2 points in 40 minutes, so they lost. He never didn't win the finals again in under 7 games. Understand? Every time you gave, here, Jordan, here's an all-star, he won the finals in under 7 games and put up numbers the likes we've never seen, right? And was an all-world defender. He's the greatest of all time. I don't think LeBron can catch him.
Well, Max, you just moving the goalposts for your narrative again. You can't just say, come up with that logic and say this is why he's the greatest of all time. Maybe LeBron James is still going. He's still at his best. Even at the age of 36, he's still at his best. And here's the problem that I have. When we talk about the game of basketball, last time I checked, the game of basketball was a team sport. This is not boxing. This is not golf. This is not tennis, where rings and championships define your legacy. Yeah, it helps your legacy, but it don't define your greatness. How about the individual accolades? Because you could be on a team that just don't have the pieces, and you could be doing more than your part, which LeBron James has been doing his entire career. And I didn't even want to get into this GOAT debate because I already know you two old haters. I know how y'all act. Oh, no, it's nothing that he could do, not a damn thing. I'm just waiting for you, Stephen. I can't even see you today because I don't even have my monitor on. Matter of fact, I don't even want to see your face right now. But at the end of the day, I said this again. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. LeBron James and Michael Jordan are sitting at the same dinner table. Some people like to drink Ciroc. Others like to drink Hennessy. I'm a Hennessy type guy.
I'm a Hennessy dude. That's fair enough. And listen, stop lying because you always love to see my face. Just stop lying. Stop lying, big boy. Stop lying. That's number one. Number two, you are absolutely right. There's nothing that's going to change my mind. To me, Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but him and LeBron James sitting at the same table. LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the top 4 players in the history of basketball. There is no question about that. And listen, God forbid I don't say that LeBron is number 1. I mean, what the greatest insult in the planet, because some of the folks in his camp, that's how they treat it. Him number 2 instead of number 1. What blasphemy are you spewing? But I think it's something to be said about the road that you traveled to get there. I think that the things that LeBron had to endure before he ultimately got to that point psychologically, mentally, emotionally, I think there's something to be said for that. I'm thinking about the scoring championships of Michael Jordan, the NBA championships of Michael Jordan, the killer instinct that was Michael Jordan. All of those things come into consideration for me. And so when I look at LeBron, it's no disrespect whatsoever. I think he's the greatest in the game today. I think he's the greatest in the history of basketball outside of Michael Jordan. But if I had to take LeBron at his best, and I don't hold him all those championship losses against him, even though he lost 6. I don't blame him for losing to the Spurs in 2007. I don't blame him for losing for the Spurs in 2014. I don't blame him for losing to KD and Golden State. I understand what he was working against. But in the end, all I'm saying is when I take LeBron at his best, and I take Michael Jordan at his best, I would want Michael Jordan every day and twice on Sunday. Over LeBron James. And that is the only person that I would want over LeBron James in the history of basketball. I don't find that to be insulting.
Stephen A. is right, Perk.
Only Braun had to go against more Hall of Famers, but carry on, you good. Go ahead, Max.
You could talk about. You could talk. You could use that argument. I could use. Hold on, Max. I can use the culture of the game today compared to what it was in the 80s and stuff like that. The roughhouse tactics, the rules, how soft it's become over the years. I can bring that up. We can have that argument another time, KP. We can do that.
I'm so sick. You don't want to go there.
You do not want to go
to the Hall of Fame.
You do not want. You don't want to go.
I'm so sick of the competition argument.
Because I'm telling you, you don't want to bring up John Hornacek and Thunder Dan again. And LeBron facing KD and Kawhi. We ain't gonna go there. You right. You right. We ain't gonna go there. You right. I ain't gonna bring up Thunder Dan. You right.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about basketball in the 80s. I'm talking about basketball in the 80s. Don't act like you don't know. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a whole bunch of Kendrick Perkins with no softness, Continental tissue
Forget about basketball in the 80s.
On the defensive side of the ball. Don't start that.
I can't.
Please.
You don't need to give Jordan extra. You don't need to give Jordan extra credit for that. Don't give Jordan any extra credit for that. I take exception to what Perk just said about he didn't go up against enough Hall of Famers. Perk, on his way to winning 72 games, after that to win the championship, the all-time record at the time of the regular season, he swept a 60-win Shaq Penny team in their primes, swept them, goodbye, and then beat a 64-win team with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp in the finals. These were 60-plus win teams. He beat the Stockton and Malone teams twice. He beat the Magic Johnson James Worthy team when he first won his first title. This idea that Jordan went against soft competition, the reason it seems that way is because a lot of those cats didn't win championships because Jordan beat them. That's why they didn't win championships, because they had to play in the Jordan era.
Max, first of all, I never said Jordan went against soft competition. I never said that. That never came out of my mouth. But what I do know is that I came in the league with LeBron James in 2003. And the league was physical. The league still had guys like Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, Steven Jackson, Shaq, Gary Payton. All these guys were still in the league. The league was physical. Yeah, from 2003 to 2011. No, from 2003 to about 2012. Max, first of all, I just told you that championships should not define, it should play a major part.
Yes, they should.
But it should not define should not write the whole story. This is not an individual sport, Max. No matter how you want to say it.
It's not the only thing, but it's a big thing. And Stephen A., you're right. You can't hold all losses in the finals against LeBron like you can't hold going up against that Warriors team with KD. Who was going to beat that team? Throw those two out. The first time he made the finals with the Cavs, all credit to LeBron for making the finals. The first time they lost to the Warriors, Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt. Credit to LeBron for taking it 6. But the first loss against Dallas and Miami and the last loss against the Spurs in Miami, those were loaded teams, no excuses. Jordan never lost a series like that.
All of that?
When Jordan was loaded, he never lost series like that.
All of that just to say you agree with me? Why didn't you just say, Stephen, I agree with you? That's exactly what I said, Max. I mean, I understand, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
For the Spurs
what it comes down to is LeBron James and MJ, like Kendrick Perkins said, they eating at the same dinner table. I'm not going to refute that, KP. So you can lift up your head and stop looking depressed, Pastor Perkins. No, all I'm saying is that they eat at the same dinner table, but he ain't MJ.
Look, and I'm not. Listen here, Stephen A. and Max. This is what y'all failing to realize. I'm a fan of Michael Jordan's, right? But like I said, we could go. You could come down here to Texas, and I'll take you straight to the swamps, old country Beaumont where I grew up at, and we can go talk with all my great uncles, and they go argue you down and say Kareem is the greatest of all time. Then when we get to y'all generation, you and Mac, pushing that 50 line, y'all go talk about Michael Jordan.
Kareem's at the table
but when
too.
it comes to my generation, I didn't say he wasn't. Max, can I finish? I'm just telling you, it could be an argument or a debate. It's just on what you prefer. What part of that you don't get?
Yeah, but Jordan's at the head of the table, Perk.
Jesus
Jordan's
Christ.
at the head of the table.
Oh, man,
Bill
whatever,
Russell,
Max.
Kareem, and LeBron are there. Jordan's at the head of the table.
Yeah, all
All right.
Max.
My doctor just called me.
get it.
He's like, this has been a lot for your ears today, so you just need to rest them for the weekend. So, guys, I'll see you on Monday. Just going to take a nice ear break. My head's